Need to roll back to the last XSplit. This is XSplit. This is XSplit failing. God damn fucking bitch tits. Just bitch tits all over the place. It just suddenly stops encoding frames. You guys send me a message and I look up and I have to like look at the little text where it tells me how many frames are encoded and how many are dropped, and it suddenly just drops to 0 and then just starts dropping every single frame for no reason other than that XSplit had an update recently and now this is what it does, because XSplit is a product you pay money for, so they're professionals, and not like OBS, which is just a group of people throwing software out willy-nilly whenever they want to. These are people who make money for what they do, and therefore have an incentive to provide a stable, quality product, and that's why it's fucking falling apart all over the place. And I don't know about OBS. I would not listen to anybody who says, OBS is stable, use OBS. Yeah. I've used OBS, I've used XSplit. They both suck. But you would expect from people who you're paying that they wouldn't pass updates down that do shit like this. Jermaine can't send this message because it looks like the stream currently isn't online, says Nobot. Oh, does it? Does it look that way? Are we back? We're back, right? I'm encoding, I'm sending, you're seeing me, aren't you? You're hearing me complain and bitch about it and whatnot. Focus, Saavedro. You must not let the fog come in and swallow you. There are long spells, I think, days, maybe months at a time when I can't remember what I've done. Which is that's my experience, playing on this level. Which is why, when the live stream cut out, I was singing. You know? Telling my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly. But it was hilarious, and it was lighthearted, it was fun, it was one of the best parts of the live stream. But fucking XSplit! Fucking XSplit! I told the greatest joke that mankind has ever heard, and I've forgotten it now. But it was amazing. If you would, oh my god. It was the best. It was the greatest joke that was ever told. But I can't remember anymore. I can't do it again. I'm spent. Let's just make our own stream client, Ronan Pawn. Also, did you mean just the overlay or the whole client for monitoring chat, cheers, ice creams, etc.? Did I mean the... Huh? It's gonna be a separate thing. It's gonna be a separate... The chat overlay would be a separate chat overlay that, I can view on the computer and then also use as an overlay. So I can use it as a, you know, web page that's pulled up through Chrome, and I can put it in a strip, a pop-out window in Chrome. You can do that. And then yeah, that's how it'll have to go. It's just, you know, basically Twitch chat. Maybe I should just, this was my thought, was just use Twitch chat instead, and then inject JavaScript into Twitch chat if you want to change anything. You know, inject JavaScript into Twitch chat so that you can create a better looking overlay. You know, something like what we've got. It can be completely different, but that's my idea. Window capture, Ronan Pawn? Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe. It could be done that way. I don't think so. I think embedded as an HTML page into the live stream. Welcome back to where we play games. We just found pages from Saavedro. He can't remember anything, neither can I. The fog grows so thick around me. Even if I hold my hand in front of my eyes, I barely see it. I strain and strain and strain, but nothing sticks. God, it's my fucking story. I think his sons came to visit us twice on Narayan. On Narayan. The first time, Atris asked me to meet them. He told me they would come through the book. He says, they will not understand how your words fit together, but they will use them to open the shield. Narayan, he says, is where their lessons come together. Narayan is the sum of what they must learn. I remember Tamra was carving a spirit mask into the tree the day the boys arrive. She tugs my sleeve to get attention, points at a glide ship in the sky. Is that what's out there? We were just looking at? I am shocked by how young the boys appear. They look so much like their father, yet they are different somehow too. They are more impatient, and they are angry not to be treated like men. I take them to our home. I tell them I will teach them how to care for it. I say, together we will encourage the lattice tree to grow tall. They ask me why they have to work so hard. They tell me, no, Saavedro, that was later. That was after Atreus took them away. You know this because when you see them saying these things, they are older. Their faces have become angled and hard. They have grown up into men, and something dark is in their eyes. They tell you they've come back to fix Narayan. Those fucking brats. Anyway, I'm gonna go again. It was fun. DM me on Discord. I'm not gonna. But see ya. So we got pages. Now can I pull the fucking lever? No? Can I spin this? Can I change? Do I have to change all of this myself? Do I have to? Okay. So what I'm gonna do here, I think, maybe what I need to do, I don't know, maybe what I need to do, okay? I've run out of paper here. But I'm seeing these 5 lights. There are 5 lights, Picard. 5 lights, and there are 6 ins and outs. So the 6th one, the light that isn't there, is going to be the input, right? That's what I figured. So if that's the input, and it's just a star shape, oh god, I can't draw good enough for this. It's a star shape, is what it's just. A star shape there, and then the one to its next on the upper thing is more of a, it's like if a goat had a few too many drinks, and it was a goat doing a keg stand. That's what it is. A goat doing a keg stand. Got it. And then next to it is that another goat doing a headstand? Well, that goat is receiving cunnilingus from the goat underneath it. I wonder if that's important. Should I draw that? Should I write that down? Like that, like that, like that, and then here, and then you got like 2 little ears there. You got 2 little ears. So I'm just drawing these shapes, and then I'm gonna hope that what I can use, since I can't even pull the goddamn lever in the current state that it's in. After all this work trying to find the fucking lever, now I can't even use the damn thing. I'm gonna hope. Okay, that's 2. That what I can do is just use the light that's not lit as the input. Assume that's the input, or look around for one that doesn't have a portal, which is probably also the input. And then line these shapes up based on their reference, their positional reference to that input. So, yeah, you're just a standy tall with double ears. And then the guy at the bottom is real fucking weird, isn't he? He's strange is what he is. I'm seeing like the profile of Homer Simpson, if he bulked up a little bit, you know, if he put some muscle gain formula in his donuts. That's what I see there. And if you don't see it, there's something wrong with you. Germacian Cheers 5, is there a little knob to move at the bottom of the thing? There's a little knobby thing here, but it ain't doing nothing for me. I can't even get the view to go down far enough to be able to, like, touch that ball. So, I ain't got that. This doesn't throw. It's not a pull, okay? I'm trying the drag. We've suffered it so many times. Can't press the lights, can't, like, rotate the thing. I think this is just okay, now you know the pattern, now go over there and fucking figure it out for yourself. Which is, you know, fair enough. By which I mean, it's too much for me. I'll make it work. I'll make it work. How do I get down again? I can't remember. Game's over. I can't remember how to climb down the ladder again. Back over here. Yeah, along there. I might want to turn on the fast travel system. No, Pawn, don't. Don't. You don't want it. You don't want anything to do with that. Take me up. Here. And so, we gotta figure out what's the input, which one of these does not have a, you know, warp field that it has to pass through. And this certainly looks like the input and doesn't have a warp field. And then if you go out in this direction, that goes down and goes through a warp field 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 even though that goes out. So this is what we're going to consider the input, and I'm going to consider the input to be the star shape. The star shape. Just looking to see if there's any, like, indicator of that visually. So if this is the star shape, then the one immediately to its left would want to be in the position of... Good God. Now we rely on my ability to draw. It looks like it's going to be this one. Yeah. Cheer 5. Wow, Exile is so much better than Riven. I had no idea, Sazandach. Not again, says Dramatian. These are actually all laid out in that order. Yeah, these are laid out in exactly the same order as they were over there. So this is not going to be the way the puzzle functions. Is it? Almost certainly not, Pawn. That would be way too easy. Just, you know, go out and make sure that the puzzle is aligned with the, you know, it's just the same as it was over there. It's match the pictures, and oh yeah, we even put the pictures just right in place for you. Sure, it's just going clockwise around from start. So long as I, you know, do that thing. As long as I go out to each of the places in that order. But I got a feeling that when we are able to get some bowls on this track, we're going to find out that the bowls go in a different order or something like that. It's going to be more complex. And if it isn't, I actually won't be disappointed. I'll actually be just thankful. Thank you. I needed an easy one. Thank you for the easy one. Wait. So that's the... Oh, I did it wrong. Okay, so maybe there's enough of a puzzle for you, because this one... I went out and did I go to that one? I don't think I went to this one. So you're actually the one that's supposed to be... I might have put you guys in the wrong place. You should be there. Right? Right? Shit, I might have to start from scratch just because I've already... No, yeah, that's the third one. So this second one from that side would want to be in this position. I missed the first one. Yeah, because there's a sweeper right there. So you would be a number 1. You king of New York. Me love you long time. So yeah, you'd be number 1. Alright, I've got the first 3 set up now. That's number 1, going from clockwise from the starting position. And then that's number 2. That's number 3. And then this is number 4. Just going clockwise. There you go. And then the last one is all that's left to be done. So take me up here. And take me out there. Maybe it is a really simple puzzle, just, you know, because I want it to be. Maybe that's how that works. You're already on 5. Okay, didn't have to change that one at all. So now all of the things are aligned in the probably wrong order, but they are. Let's go see if I can't... Nope, I gotta go back this way. See if I can't pull that lever now for reasons. You know, in Riven, these things were like mechanical, and you'd be like, oh, okay, well that's why they had to be in that position. This game doesn't need to do that because they're all like puzzle training worlds, so they don't have to make sense at all. I mean, well, they don't have to make like too much sense anyway. Head up these ladders, and over here, and in here, and then pull the lever. It won't pull. Maybe it is supposed to make sense. Shit. Because I got nothing here. If we assume... What if we assumed that was like the output of the ball instead, and this was the input? Where do you go, actually? Where does this track go? Did you go off to the, Yeah, you went off to the ball balancing puzzle. So you're not the input. That's gotta be the input. I don't understand even the nature of this puzzle presently. And I don't see... Oh! I have to use the lifter first. There's another lever behind me that I didn't notice. Pull this lever now, and... Right? Okay. You go up. You drop a ball. And it immediately destroyed the ball somewhere where I couldn't even see it. Cool. So, we're gonna have to do that like 6 or 7 more times without changing anything for me to understand what's happening here. But they're using a little marble there in their clockworks in order to make some sense of this. Okay, so the marble gets fired up here, it loads in there, and then it spins across there, and then do it again. Do it again. If there were only at least 3 more, the solution could be the Konami code. Drop the ball. Comes down. It got killed by the very first one that it passed through. The first one that it passed through was the one straight out. And then it was going around and down. Maybe I can trace the tracks knowing that it's going to come out and go straight down, and then I can follow along in clockwork based on where the gates are. There's a premise to follow upon. That's worth your time. That's worth trying. Take me down! Yeah, well, don't show me just one perspective if you're going to do that. I'm just going to skip the animation. I've seen it too many times, by which I mean once. Once was more than enough. Come on back over to the old puzzle here. We know that it goes out straight, so if I just follow the obvious path that the ball would take, the first one that it hits would need to be the first code. So, that'd be you. That'd be you. And then you're going to come down here, and you're going to be traveling in this direction, so you're going to swoop out via this one. He comes out, and he goes up this one, and then this is going to be the second code, which is going to be you. Ice cream. Screen capture the image. I've already drawn it. And it's the same image here, too. This is the same as what they show you over there, which does make it easier on me. You know, and from moment to moment, I don't know whether my brain is going to work or not work. This seems to be a working moment for the brain. Presuming it goes straight across over here, then we go off to, it's going to be the third one. Third one in series is what you go to. And then we were coming down from up top, so we're going down below. And then, given that you kind of kick off, I'm going to assume you go off over here? Where are we? Yeah, I think this is right. Kick off over here, and then you'll be the fourth one in the series, which will be you. And then follow her up. And then where are you going to go from there, boyo? You go down here, you're going to head off around the island or somewhere else, I don't know. This will be the last one, and it is the last one already. Yeah, I remember that I put that one there. So, that's it. We got it. Or we don't. But we did a thing that is very likely the solution, even if I didn't do it right. You know, it's the premise of the solution. That makes perfect sense to me now. Especially because the marble that it's got in its little clockworks is carried around through all of those symbols as it's passing, you know, through those areas. So if it wasn't clear, it's clear. It should be very clear at that point. The longest part of solving this puzzle was finding where the fuck this was. Really. On the edge says, nailed it! We shall find out right now. I'm gonna look over here because I know you're gonna grab my camera and do it anyway. And I'm a smart boy. So out comes another white ball. Racist balls. So, you got through that one. You got through that one. You got through that one. Fourth. He cleared the fourth. And he's through the fifth. And he's on his way to something else somewhere else. I didn't get to look and see, so that was great. But, puzzle complete. How does the mechanism know that the puzzle's complete? We just take it for granted. We take for granted that it knows. Okay, so there's another one of those things that goes out to the catamaran, and we got the final code here. The final code is, let's see, we start at the corner there, you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, you reach out, and then you got this from the very bottom, that's 1, and then 2, and then 3. Yeah. Draw the shape around that, Punk, because you drew that so lovely, so beautifully, that I don't think you'll have any idea what you just drew there if you don't draw the shape. Okay. We've got all 3 codes now. It's time to claim our reward, which I believe, if I'm remembering this game correctly, will be blackjack and hookers. And if it isn't, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. So, we got all the 3 codes. Now I just need to go back to the front of the island. Does anybody remember how to get to the front of the island? Oh, you go this way. I remember these caverns. I remember the stairwell that's really hard to climb because it's got a switchback in it. Is it this way? And then I'm just clicking and hoping that my mind, hoping something. It's just muscle memory here. That's all I got left. Muscle memory. And that muscle does not involve the use of the cortex. So, code number 1, once again, was like, so? Yeah. Thunk. Yeah, baby. Yeah. And then code number 2 was like, so. Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Thunk. And code number 3, the one that I drew the worst and will have the most time actually putting in. Like that. And then is it high or is it across? I'm gonna say it does that. Yes. Okay. Not sure if it was the lower or the upper path. All right, we did it. We made it to the roof. It's time to rock the roof, baby. Cool. It opens even though there's no latch or mechanism associated with it, like it would be in Riven. There'd be something, wouldn't there? You wouldn't just stand here and you click it and it would open. All right. Yeah. To the blackjack table. Bring me all the whores. All right. Nice little floating staircase. Pretty nifty. Pretty cool premise here. And inside of here is got a friggin' carnival ride system. You know, it's the stuff that they don't let you see in the carnival ride because it's just too chaotic. It's too much of bullshit. You know, you don't even want to know what's going on with that. So into this area, it's gonna be another message from Saavedro. No? What do I do? Do I touch the chair? Okay. Is this like chiropractic? That is a very weird little chair. You. There's a handle here. Okay, we're going up. No messages from Saavedro? So, when I said there's an awesome moment in this game, you have to solve this puzzle to get it. Apparently. Son of a bitch, there's another puzzle. Okay. So... Alright, so these are like inputs and outputs for the balls, I suppose. Yeah? Maybe. So if you output there and then you went along there, then you would go into that one, but then you wouldn't come out. Do you make a connection there ever? You don't. Okay, well that's good. Good to know. Maybe that's the output. Maybe it comes out here and then it has to come through here and then that would be... and then, I don't know. No. Why do you never connect to anything? That doesn't seem right. Don't worry about it, Pawn. It'll all be clear probably never. Yeah? Sure. You connect to things. Do these things do anything? No. So are these going to be then pass-throughs, or do these matter at all? Oh, now I've broken it. I've broken everything. Or I made it better. This is really just a twisty puzzle, isn't it? There's like no... Is there something I should be looking at from outside? So you got this guy, he comes through and then he hits a wall right there and we're all dead. Ice cream. Rotate the whole thing? Can I rotate everything? Oh, can I look out? Will actually looking around help me in any way? I don't think so. I think this represents like the shit that's going on inside this building that was a great big mess. I think. This is a beautiful view, though. I mean, this is amazing. You know, this is a moment right here in gaming. You solve all these puzzles. These puzzles were not easy to solve, and you know, you get up here and you're looking out, and it's like, oh, I get the like fucking panoramic view of all the puzzles. It's very nice. But I don't necessarily understand. So we've got the 4 inputs. There's one there, one there, one there, and one presumably like straight out from there. So yeah, this is all like a map of what's going on inside the building. So I presume what I need to do is just connect all these and these to paths. So both of those will connect to a path. This one comes in like that, but this could also do that. Nothing will spin in the direction where you need it there. So that one is definitely right. And based on that one being that... Ooh, that could actually be... That could actually... But this won't go anywhere then, pawn. Whereas this connects to there and comes through here and carries on and goes through to there, and then you come out and you're not hitting anything if I do it that way. But if I do it this way... you would come out and go across there and then not hit anything. There you go. Now you got a loop going. So you come in and you go through there and then you come out here, but... Nuggets. Oh, you're hitting this, though. Is that right? Do they have to load into there or something? I don't know what these things are. Am I delivering these to, Yeah, again, I'm still not entirely clear as to what it is that I'm actually even trying to do. This would connect these two, so that looks good. That looks very good. And then this would go around like that and loop out like that, and then... There's really only one way that you connect through there, and it doesn't connect to anything. So maybe that's telling me that I don't want anything heading that way. So this connects to here, and it comes out through there, and it goes around like that, and then if I spun you now connect to the yellow. Yellow goes across to this guy. Green comes in here. He goes around to there. Red doesn't connect to jack shit ever. What is the deal with red? You know? Rotate the middle 90 degrees. Let's put you back like that. Red is just not ever going to connect. So if that's there, and then rotate the middle 90. And then you've got to flow through that. This just dies if I do that. The yellow one just doesn't hit a damn thing. Maybe you meant double 90? Yellow comes in, goes through to there, comes out, green goes along here, red, and then it's stuck. Blue is also not connected to anything the way that it is right now. If it's like this, blue comes through, it goes around, it goes through yellow. Yellow comes through, it goes around, it goes through green. Green comes through, it goes around, it goes through red. And then red ends in the baseball that doesn't do a goddamn thing for me anyway, so I guess it's got to be an ending point. I don't... Is there like a thing to, like, pull to see if I've got it right? What are you? What are you? Okay. So this is the send your own bowl thing. Aha! 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 And now we're actually running all of the puzzles that I solved previously, but from the Statue Tower of God. So I get to see all the work that I already did in solving this goddamn... fucking puzzle. I get to see it from a completely different perspective. And now, finally, all the pieces connect. When those get done, it locks another one in place. And then I get fucked. I get fucked right in the ass there. Directly in the ass. So, I messed up the connection from green to red. That's fine. Red needs to be like the last one that gets done. Right? Because red doesn't actually connect over here. So red is supposed to output like that. Did I just start the ball at the wrong place? Now that I understand this, if I start you at... Where did I start you? Like, I presume that if I start you at yellow, then you go to blue, and then you go to green, and then you'd end at red. Okay, maybe that's all that I needed to do, was I started it on blue because I didn't understand what the shit was going on. No, but we just did that. We watched this. This happened, this worked. And then the other one, and then the other one. Okay, so I started you at yellow. Right. Right, can I cancel? Because we know that that's not gonna work. And then they both go back down. Right. So we started at yellow. And we just need to start at the right color. We skipped one of the puzzles is the thing. So if yellow, these are the outputs and these are the inlets. Because the red goes down and then it triggers the final, it tries to go across the final ball. So if these are the ends, these are the inputs, then in order to get it to go across all of them, if I started with blue, blue would go to yellow, and then yellow would go to green, and then green would go to red. So start with blue pawn. Blue me. Blow me even. Sorry? No, I didn't. I was just... I expected a ball to drop. Am I the ball? Okay, I haven't tested this though. This is why Exile is worthy. In the Myst series. Yeah. Oh, it slows down there. That's nice. That's... I don't know if I'm leaning in the right direction because you got to do a mirror image if you're doing a green screen thing. This is why people remember Exile. This is... Okay, nice and slow. Oh no, not the waiting thing. I was never confident about the wait thing. I wasn't sure about it. Kenneth basically told me the answer. Oh shit, okay, we're fine. And then, so if you're gonna do that, then it would pull me to that direction, so I need to... okay. He's just a stupid git, isn't he? This is gorgeous and this is brilliant. Huh? Oh no, no. Okay, that's just not really necessary. We don't need that to have... No. Okay, right, sure. Uh-huh. Okay. No, I'm good. Oh, thank God, back into the thing. Are we done yet? Are we on to red? Can we go to red? Ah, yes. Yes. Okay. Hopefully the thing's raised, because if they didn't... Okay. I got it right. We're not dead. Oh, I see. I see, Saavedro. I see. You've drawn a picture of an orange. Using the, I don't know, the blue stone? Just sort of used it as a chalk. Like a large chalk thing. Phosphorescent, too. Good call. That is, like, I remember that being a fucking mind-blowing, like, you know, I played the game, I beat that puzzle the first time I ever played it, and I watched it, and I was just like... And then I went on line and like found video of it so that I could watch it again. Because I hadn't saved right before I did that. Just like I didn't save right before I did that this time. I learned nothing. Visit beautiful California, says Rubber Ducky. I see, said the blind man. Do you, though? Do I? Do we? So, we're on the little catamaran now. And we got the drawing, so I guess we're going back to Janine Garofalo world. But if we're gonna do that, we should... We should do it after a live stream break, is what we should do. Wouldn't you say? C-Pawn, Saavedro left the safeties intact, otherwise the first button push would have been you dropping. Well, that's because he wants to have the joy of killing me, Atris, himself. Sadly, he's going to find out when I show up that I am not Atris, and then he's definitely going to kill me. I think if I were Atris, he would have tortured me for several days before killing me, but I guess to look on the bright side, seeing as this man has gone insane, mad, for completely legitimate reasons, anyone would in his situation, to look on the bright side, I'm sure that Saavedro will just stab me in the eyeball immediately. I'll be dead and he'll just be like, you know, mutilating my corpse before I even know what's happened. So that's one positive. I mean, that's what I'd do if I were in his shoes. So, have done, but don't look into my record. Ice cream audio video desync on YouTube, says Kenneth1, but not on Twitch? Fuck YouTube. I need to start uploading our VODs that I'm recording locally to YouTube directly, because YouTube does not work for just recording the live stream. It doesn't work. I'm on Twitch. Never mind. No, says On the Edge. Oh. We will be back in 7 minutes. We're going to take a live stream break because I need to pee. And we just solved all 3 of the puzzles, baby. So we are off to confront Saavedro on his home planet or age, is probably what's going to happen here. I actually don't remember. Like, that was the thing. That was the moment in Myst III Exile that sticks in your brain, even if your brain is, you know, leaking out of your ear the way that mine is. That one sticks with you. What comes after this, I don't recall.
Please listen carefully.
Pay attention. Listen carefully. We'll be back in 7 minutes to conclude Myst III Exile. Or not. I don't know. We'll see. Pawn not out. Is this button gonna work? It did!
your face, stick it in a box and put it on a shelf. Oh. She got a three-piece suit and a one-piece hairpiece, making everybody in the gutter feel like slime. Oh. Wake up, Mr. Troublemaker. Now your house is mine. Troublemaker, try to make a little trouble with me. Troublemaker, gonna send you back to Tennessee. Troublemaker, make it mine, make it dime anytime. Put it in a wallet while you take what's mine. While you take what's mine. What you see with their open eyes, sympathize, smoking all the money with the eyes to the sky. Troublemaker, try to make a little trouble with me. Troublemaker, gonna send you back to Tennessee. Troublemaker, try to make a little trouble with me. You know why? Cause I don't give a fuck. That's why it doesn't matter whether I'm cool or not. Just a taste of the words gives me the gut right.
Hello, I am the Ronan Ballin, and welcome back to a twitch.tv/Ronan Ballin live stream on the, you know, this play, where it's saying your URL right now. You just look up at the browser and you'll see where you are. I don't know why I say that every time.
Wait, Undeceivable, shit's unbelievable. You never ever guessed you'd hear this mix, it's inconceivable. Ouch, too hot, baby, back out of the kitchen. This is what you love at Wonderful, so daddy put your bitch. I'm a poisonous affliction with a fireball addiction. Man, it burns like hell and tastes like heaven. You say bold, itching. Now I got you campus itching. This is music for your children. If you never heard the cue before, you don't know what you're missing. Hey!
Damn straight, Menage a Quad. She fucking killed it. Flattened that fucking rhyme, just crushed it into the ground. Oh, sorry. They have to go now because we're playing Myst III Exile. Sometimes my buttons work and sometimes they don't, and sometimes the live stream is still working and sometimes it isn't. Because everything about this industry is so reliable. Welcome back. Welcome back to ye olde Myst III Exile. We have just solved the puzzle that is fucking the name of this place. This was the one with Amateria. Amateria is how most people would say it, but I prefer the version where it sounds like you've got a sexually transmitted disease. Let's leave the sexually transmitted disease age and travel back to Janine Garofalo world with the final sheet of paper upon which is drawn the final code which shall unlock the golden edge which contains the magic book that will move us to, and I'm not even making shit up, you know, this is actually the plot of this game. We've got the final drawing that we'll put on the thing, and then we'll open an egg, and then the book will come out, and then we'll be able to walk, and we'll travel through the book pages into the other land where the guy who wants to kill us, who doesn't realize that I'm not the guy who he wanted to kill in the first place, he's gonna really pissed off. I love describing this stuff out of context. It's lovely. Don't worry, On the Edge, way ahead of you. Looks like the desync on Pawn Live started 10 minutes into the stream restart. No desync on Ronin Pawn. Too many goddamn moving parts. Just gotta get people out of the chain, you know? And it's looking like Restream is as much good as they've done me. It's very good service. I recommend... I don't know. It's hard to say that when you're suffering through the chat thing, stops working, and then... I gotta wonder, is it YouTube's fault or is it Restream's fault? Is Restream screwing up the thing? Probably not. They just duplicate the signal. I mean, it's a simple server that duplicates the signal. I should not hold it against Restream. It is almost certainly a YouTube sucks end of things, as it has always been. And always shall be into time immemorial. Yes, I'm mixing PBR with coffee. Upgraded the dosage. We've got the final drawing, and we're about to receive the final message. And I think we're gonna need, like, we're gonna need to grab a batleth off the wall before we go through this linking book, because there's a very pissed off, savage dude on the other side, and he's got a right to his anger. I scream, Pawn Software Incorporated, coming soon to a computer near you. This is our beta test. It's happening this time. There you go. Oh, it's Atris again.
You've done well, my sons, but there's still one task ahead of you. The linking book you see here connects to an age called Narayan. It's a very delicate age, where civilization has emerged in response to the world's imbalances. It's also the first inhabited age I'm sending you to alone. But don't be afraid. The knowledge you've acquired here will show you the way in. Use it and see all that Narayan has to offer.
Okay, Dad. I'm sure it'll all work out great. There's nobody even waiting there to stab you in the face. We might want to save, actually, just the face stabbing. Imminent. I can't. Okay, face stabbing. Here it is, people. The final age of, I think it's the final age, Narayan, of Myst III Exile. Can't believe how much progress we've made in this one live stream. I mean, Christ. If we've gotten through one age in previous live streams, we've done pretty well, and this has been a shorter, it's only 3 hours, and we've managed to clear the last gasping breath of the one with the big bird, Edanna. We cleared all of Amateria, Santeria. Oh, I like the graphic design in here. I like the colors. Oh, that... Would you call it a cyan? Sort of a cyan theme? I'd call it teal, actually. Teal. Kenneth saying, Pawn, it could also be a Ronin Pawn and Pawn Live are hosted at different data centers, and Restream has a peering agreement with one, but not the other, so one of them F's up all the time, says Kenneth 1. Maybe. I think just YouTube sucks. And why would it be it still wouldn't be Restream's fault that YouTube's got some special backups. I'm pretty sure Restream and YouTube are not, like, in agreement about anything. Because I doubt that YouTube wants people sending, you know, duplicate streams to them. Although, Restream's, like, free product is just, if I'm streaming on Twitch, then I can live stream on YouTube at the same time. So YouTube would have no problem with that. But what I'm using it for is sending the same live stream to them twice. And that means their bandwidth, their download bandwidth, is being consumed doubly. I've been naughty. I've been naughty. Take that, Susan Wojcikowski, or whatever your name is. Never took care of me anyway. Are we in Narnia? Asked Rubber Ducky. Indeed. Aquamarine, says Jermaine. Cyan or teal or tealk. Yeah, I should have brought a laser spear. Can't believe how long I watched. How much I enjoyed Stargate. I still enjoy Stargate SG-1. Just fucking beautiful series. It was great, you know. That, what was her name? Samantha Carter? Was that the character's name? Oh my god, like, what a sexy character, not because of, you know, all the usual reasons, because they put her in the slinky outfits and she exuded sex. Just sexy because she was a fucking strong, confident woman who just, like, she was fucking on the ball, and just, you know, the more you watch her, you're just like, yeah, Samantha. Alright. You know, more so than, like, 7 of 9, you know, who was in the slinky outfit. Like, they were just trying to exude and sell her sex. That was a beautiful concept, though. Let's take a character who has no, like, human personality, has very little human personality going on, and then just sell her sex, and then, like, the absolute opposite of that would be that she's sexless in personality. That's a beautiful thing, but I don't know, you know? I prefer the infinite. Sorry? Why are you infinite? That's interesting. Oh, we're reading. Oh, okay. I'm mousing over this stuff and I was like, what the hell is that? Because it only had come up in the past for, like, sounds. So this stands for intelligence. This is the void, nature, love, energy, entropy, society, mutual force, transform, contradict, chaos, growth, power, change, machine, possibility, civilization, spur, convey, future, cycle, encourage, infinite, motion, wisdom, merge, dependence, dynamic, and harmony. I hope we don't need those symbols for anything. I'm done solving puzzles. Just give me, like, the end game. Give me my reward. I've done enough. For the love of God. Pawn, if you loved her in SG-1, you should go watch Sanctuary. Pawn, what do your papers say? What do your papers say? They say I'm an American citizen. Okay? I have rights around here. Sorry? Who's in office? Oh, no, I don't. None of us do, apparently. Jermaine Ice Cream, you may want to write this down. Well, all of that shit? Fuck it. I ain't writing this shit down. I ain't drawing a goddamn thing. I'm taking a picture of a friggin' screen is what I'm doing. You take a picture, there you go, take a picture of that one, and then turn the corner, and look at the ones, I don't know, maybe there's overlap there or not, but there you go. Okay, I got it. We're good. Fuck that noise. Just, you might want to write all this shit down for solving puzzles later. What the hell did we do before cell phones? Well, you played the game with a sheeted notepad, and they sucked up the time of your life, which I hope you had at your high school ceremony, where if you were basically, at 3 years on either side of that Green Day song coming out, you know, if your high school commencement was gonna, like, end with, I hope you have the time of your life. And I love Green Day. That wasn't the era of Green Day for me, though. Alright. Nice to meet you, too. Sounds like something I'll have some fun with later, though. Yeah. Okay. Through this door is a flying airship, but it's got vines all over it. Touch the vines. Touchy the vines. If you tickle them just so, they will scream an orgasm and then they'll pull away. And this looks like glass. A really shitty looking grass. So this is Narayan, huh? This is where Saavedro is from. Ooh. Okay. You know, good to keep in mind there. Is that a door? Am I supposed to be able to get up to that door? It looks like a door. I think it's gonna be like one of them rotating rooms there, Pawn, like they like to do in the old Myst series here. This is not actually what I expected Narayan to look like, you know? It was gonna be a very foresty kind of a place, and this does not feel that way. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, gun. Oh. Hi.
What? You're not. Where is he? Look, I know he's here. I have his book. So where is he?
There was a fire, and I came through, and I was just gonna hurry, and then I think he burned. I think he burned to death. He suffered.
He sends you instead.
No. He burned. I burned him. I thought he was an asshole.
You actually thought this would work?
No. It was a good plan.
You thought that you could force him into coming here, fixing things? Why?
If I hadn't killed him, he would be here and he'd be totally fucked.
Why would you rewrite Narayan? Because of your messages? Because of your paintings?
They were beautiful, by the way. Just genius strokes.
Look at what's left of it. When are you gonna get it through your thick skull that you do not matter to him?
Okay. Do you golf? Do you follow football? Do you call it soccer? I'm sorry.
We're stuck here, you know.
What? You got?
Book back to Edanna is gone.
You mean Janine Garofalo? But
I linked out of Atris's study.
what about the one in your?
Getting in to Narayan.
In your hand.
This chamber is the only way in. And Atris installed some kind of shield, and I have never been able to get past it. Not once in all these years. So you're just as stuck here as I am.
Did you try taking a picture of the banners?
Until I open this book, and I show Atris what it's like to watch your friends and relatives die.
Okay, you want to not open it with a hammer, though. Probably just more with the fingers and the turning of pages. Hi. No, hi. Yeah, hi.
If you do find a way out of here,
right, sure.
I suggest that you think very carefully about using it. Because the one thing I know about linking books, the doors they open don't close behind you.
Okay. I'm gonna make some coffee. How do you take it? Oh, tea? Tea then? Tea maybe? I got a beer. I got a beer. You look like a beer guy. You know what? Fuck that asshole. I wasn't afraid of him. Shit, is he coming back? Hi! No? Okay. Fuck him. What a douche. Thought I was intimidated. The hammer and the talking. Man, that foam hammer sure shakes a lot. How's the weather been, says Geraci? You kept the big game the other night? The sports team? There's that local team. Wow, they really did a thing, huh? Really good or not. Welcome to Narayan. There's a lunatic on the prowl. It's not a lot I can do about it. We're trapped in a, maybe I shouldn't stand on this while I twist things. Maybe just not on that standing while I'm just reaching down and throwing levers about. I do hear something going on down there now. Okay. If I twist you again, you stop. Alright, well, let's turn you on. This is just the heating system. This is the plumbing. After you flush, you have to do that, or else the sump pump won't kick in, I think. Kenneth Ice Cream Spawn, the 3 pages you scanned to open the eggs are written using the script on those banners. Nah, that couldn't be. What do you guys? Do you have, like, meters on the top of you? No, you just pump out gas or something? Cool. So, I'm gonna just... You know what, I'm not gonna knock. I'm just gonna let him sort of just cool down, you know? He just needs some time, I think, on his own. So I'm just gonna go back down here and, contemplate whether or not I want to jump or be smashed in the head to death. Because, you know, I've got options. What are you? You look like a... Oh, this is the sump pump. It'd be funny as hell if this, like, all of a sudden the fucking force shield went down and he ran out and went, "Are you kidding me? I never thought to turn those two. I turned the one, and then I closed it. I turned the other, and then I closed it. But both at once? Fuck me." Okay, so having done that, yeah, so this is like power conduit that's running from one thing to the next. Where do you come from? Where's your power come from? Looks like your power comes from the source. Yeah, it looks like you're coming up, and then this one junctions over there and junctions over there. Okay. There was another one though, wasn't there? Or no, those were the only 2 vibrators that I found here. So, the images that I have, you're saying, okay, when I look at them, the screen comes up and then I can't see. So you're saying that the images that I've got drawn, that I got here, might possibly match a bit. So, change the, if I just, okay, thank you, where's change? There's change. If you'll just, could you, like, give me the goddamn that? See, so I'm just gonna hold it over here because I got the subtitles on, it's doing some shit. So that's an orange on a thing, on a vine, and then the next one would be like a vine with a Scooby-Doo. It'd be a vine with a Scooby-Doo. But that's change. Change is the first word there, and then it does the Scooby-Doo. You saw it, so you know it'd be lovely if I could actually see those things while I'm mousing over. Like force, maybe, is it? Is it force? Change force? It sounds like a superhero, is what that sounds like. Yeah, I can't, it doesn't, when I'm standing too close to it, it does, and then if I look anywhere at that wall, everything fucking disappears. But yeah, based on this, if we say, boom, there's change, and then, boom, there's force. Change force. Cool. Change force. Yeah, I love you too. What's the next one? Let's just get me one of these and then pull you up. So we got a little flower on the end. So we got nature that comes down to like a ball. It's a complete ball. It's kind of hanging on a leaf there. It's kind of out on its own. Kind of looks like contradict, nature contradict, but I don't think that's quite it. Encourage. Nature encourage? Is that... I don't need to be that close. I wanted to see this. No, not that one. That one. Yeah, that's nature encourage. So we've got change force, nature encourage. If I can write it down. It's nature encourage and change force. Change force. A new line by Mattel. Change into an action hero and something something, and the robots fighting in disguise. And then the last one, step away so that you can actually, like, pull it up. Last one is, it's a small, well, it's a sperm. It's kind of firing out certain directions. Does anybody see the sperm that's firing out like that? Who would write like this? This is stupid. Sperm? Sperm, like, it's stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Motion, the motion of the ocean is my lotion. So, definitely motion, followed by, okay, that one's easy. That's like, 2 testicles obscured by the beginnings of a drawing of a dick. So 2 testicles and a dick, but no dick. 2 testicles, dickless testicles is what we're looking for now. Anybody see a dickless testes? So you like that with the dickless testes? Oh, it's close to intelligence, but I don't think it is intelligence. Many people have said that about me. It's close to intelligence, but I don't think it is intelligence. I think he's nearly there. It's future, isn't it? Future. I forget what the first one was. Motion future? No, that's it. That's not it. Motion future? Yeah, motion future. Motion future. Cool. That's gonna help so much. So, motion future nature encourage change force. Yeah. Nature encourage looks right. Do you agree with motion force? Or motion future and change force? Motion future. Looks like what might be changed. Yeah, okay. It sounds like we're in agreement. Anyway. With and then if I touch this ball here, you know, if I see a ball, I gotta touch it just to find out about it. So, yeah. Okay. This one is suddenly active. So when I turn something on and got some power going down there and then opened the, I don't know, but now it's working. Open? Oh, good. Okay. Sure. So I'm guessing I'm going to have to spell motion, future, nature, encourage, change, force. Yeah? Yeah, is that what I'm gonna... Well, thank God I've got the things here anyway. But which is gonna be which, you know? Which one has to be in which of the 3 deals? The thing. Now upon it started working once you learned to read, says Kenneth Want. That's not... That's... Change force was a material. What? Nature encourage was... was Amateria, and then nature encourage was Edanna, and motion future was voltaic. Okay, nature encourage was Edanna, change force was Amateria. Change force. Okay, that is a neat and little subtle extra thing there. I want to ask the question here because it occurs to me. If this language that's here is something that Atris knows, because, you know, either that or Saavedro recently embroidered that stuff. So if Atris is familiar with that language there, basically the big, like, trick that Saavedro tried to pull on Atris was... using the symbols that were the literal names of the worlds in his language. That was the, now you gotta figure it out, Atris, huh? Okay. I mean, that's possible. That's... it's one way to go, anyway. I don't think you have to transcribe the sheets here, says Kenneth Wan. Ice cream. The way it was laid out in the over age? In the other over-under age? Huh? What? So, what happens when I start touching this stuff? Okay, I can turn the little lights and whatnot on. I don't know, can I spell this out here? I don't, like, what the hell else would these symbols be for? There doesn't seem to be much to this place. I'm not gonna go knock on Saavedro's door. Not right now, anyway. So I'm wondering if these symbols that I've got are something that can be drawn using this shit. It looks like it is. It looks like they absolutely can be. Looks like that's what they're there for. Yeah. So if, say, I wanted to draw that there, well, in here generally, this looks like, you know, it'd be off to this side, so I would do like, you, and then probably you, and you, but then you come up and in, so you'd be like that and that. Yeah? Eh? You know, and then this would be this, that little dot there. And then if I brought you around and over, and then I'm gonna presume that you were like this, because that drawing is really shit. The testicles are nice, though. I can see the testicles that he was going for. And then, do you go like that, like all, not quite all the way around, but almost all the way around? Yeah, not quite all the way around, but almost all the way around, and then you would do those two testicles. And that would be one of the symbols. Right? Looks good to me. Looks good to me. But I don't know which symbol is supposed to go where, or if it matters. Shall I keep drawing, or am I, you know, decidedly way the fuck off base? This is kind of fun. I like the little drawing thing going on here. So then with you, you've got the flower, which appears to be at the top. So I make the little flower. Jermason, I don't get what you're trying to say. Yeah, the way it was laid out in the overage, I didn't either, but the thing is with me, I try not to, like, say out loud that I don't get it, because it's just, you know, it would get old if I kept saying, I don't understand. Just, we know you don't, Pawn. You beautiful person, you keep doing you, hon. Bring you around, and I think down, and then you get a full circle? Is that what you do? So it looks like to me, and then this guy would get, like that. Yeah. Maybe. Possibly. And then the last one, if I zoom back out, because none of these are, like, marked as being, like, color-coded, or they're all the same, so maybe it'll just work regardless of, I don't know. You gotta hope at this point. So if you came in like an over, and then I think you'd do this, and then this would be a full orange that's got a little... It's neat how their symbols actually do, you know, you look at those symbols as they're drawn and you go, these symbols make no sense. They're not made of anything. And then, you know, you see the system and go, okay. It's all based on one, you know, set of possibilities, and you just fill them in as, you know, it's cool. It's neat. So you look like you'll be further out here, and I think it's going to be like that. And then you have apparently little notches coming off of you. So without seeing the originals, that looks like that would be like that. And then that one at the bottom would do... Fucked if I know. This? I think if I had it right, then it would just kind of like, it would snap into something and work. Don't tell me you reset though, motherfucker. Do not even go doing that on me. So look at these again. We were looking for motion future. So, well, which one was it that I wanted to see, actually? I wanted to see, the last one. Do the inner and outer wires at the edges. Do the inner and outer wires at the edges have to touch? Oh, that's actually an interesting concept there. Like that the electricity would need to flow along certain patterns, in which case it would be very important which one was in which spot. That said, it would always be a top to a bottom symbol. It would always have to be a top to a bottom symbol, and we just don't have top to bottom symbols. None of these are top to bottom symbols. So I gotta assume no. I've gotta believe no, because, you know, they're all the same. Top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. I mean, they're not exactly all the same, but they're, yeah, pretty much all the fucking same. I just might have drawn this one wrong. So this was, what was it again? Is this the shit dicks? Shit dicks. We're looking for shit dicks. It's the one with the orange on it, pawn. And I need to see more specifically over here what the orange one looked like. Orange, 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 orange. Where you at? There's change. So change was fine, but the one that I needed to double check was because of these little, like, markers that come off of the other one. So it's the squibbledy-doo. The squibbledy-doo is what we're looking for. So which one is the squibbledy-doo? Force. So the change orange actually doesn't have anything coming off of it at the top. The force does have that little one that comes in, which tells me actually that that's just like a mark he made on the page, like that one right in the middle there, that little mark right there. That's not there. That's not there in change force. Because there's change, and there's no comeuppance, there's just that, and then in force, it just comes down. So these two link together, but that just does that. Back over and see what you drew for change force. Pawn, I think the answers from the ages don't match this puzzle. Remember that Saavedro made the solutions on your papers, and he couldn't figure out the puzzle. Yeah. That's fair enough, so I have to pick my own words, is the thing. I just want to make sure that, like, this apparently shouldn't be there. That, I believe, is correct for the symbol as it's supposed to be, but that little marking on the paper, that ain't shit. That ain't shit, yo. The other thing to bear in mind is that after we solve this one, there's another one over there. I wonder if it powered up. I presume the first one has to be powered. Yeah. But maybe if I change this, then maybe this one will be powered instead. Maybe it's a junction, or, you know, a T. Okay, so what do? You're just one that connects through there. Okay, so you're just one symbol, though. So I would be tempted to put the word power in there, because what I want is power. Right? Do we have the word power? No, we got change and force. What have we got that would be like fucking activate? In terms of words, intelligence, entropy, energy. Energy might be a good word to put in there. Force, transform, mutual contract, society, chaos, growth, power, change. Power. Power would be another good one. Machine. Possibility, civilization, spur, convey, future, cycle, encourage, infinite motion, wisdom, merge, dependence, dynamic, harmony. And of all those, if we're going to put one in, it'd be power or energy. So power is a pair of testicles with a with something coming off of it. I think it's easier to actually just draw these things than it is to look on my phone at this point. And like that. Those middle bits might be the little bits you add to cursive to make the letters run together. That's true, I considered that too. That might make sense, but it didn't do anything when I had it in there either, so I was double checking my work and seeing if it did a deal. Force machine change? Force the machine to change. Well, if this is a logic puzzle and we're actually supposed to be thinking about it, okay, then, one, I should read the rest of Atris's book, because that could hold an answer for us, and could tell us what he was trying to teach his sons, and then we'd be able to know, oh, that's what he was trying to teach his sons with this puzzle. The other thing is that the other words that Atris gave us here for, you know, naming the worlds, describe the world. So, you know, what if we described this world? to the machine via those words. What words would we use to describe the world? Is another, concept. Ice cream. A word scramble puzzle, says Dramatian. Yeah, I need 2 adjectives, a noun, a proper subject. We never finished reading Atris's book, so let's carry on in Atris's book. And, we're near the end of this is basically the end of the friggin' game, right? So, let's see. I presume I left off over here. Nothing can change the tragedies of past like my kinsman. I must salvage what is best and move on. Perhaps in the process I will find forgiveness and hope. So I believe what we came off of there was reading about Atris having decided not to try and bring Dini back. Not and try and rebuild it, but instead to build a completely different thing, and having brought it to his fellow Dini survivors, and them saying, yeah, that actually makes a fair bit of sense. Let's do that instead. So carrying on in the text of Atris's story that we have yet to read. To describe this world, nature floating testicle islands? There's definitely pictographs for that. I don't know if the words line up, but it's definitely what they draw. Once again, I am back on Myst Island, having completed a lengthy sojourn through several of my ages. The trip itself was not... I'm sorry, this is Atris. The trip itself was not as inspiring as I had hoped. The Selenitic age was especially disturbing, but has it not always been so? The very first time I linked to oh, thank God. Linked to the age, its uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors. At the time, I felt it was because the energy in the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balances of ages like Channelwood, which was in the original Myst, I think. Perhaps that is the lesson to take home with me. The Dini, too, have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment in which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as a counterpoint to the upheavals of civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of this new age. Worlds like Channelwood attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual dependence. Close. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals, and the waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain the other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset this balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set as an example for my people. I think I will confer with Catherine on this subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she should help me write this new age. I am so tired, I can barely think right now, but I will force myself to stay focused, for I have not written anything in days. The moment I linked back to Dini, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Timon wanted to consult over which stonecutters were worth salvaging, and did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound. Oma and Isel needed my opinion about a new history they had uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers, I barely had time to see Catherine. We only fucked briefly. I barely got off. She definitely didn't. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying that I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Dini to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to keep them moving in the right direction, unless some other force stepped in to change that view. Her words made me realize a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time I had been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework for this age, but there is another equation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility, and an age based solely on the mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time it may cease to tolerate change. Yet to continue to grow as a people, Dini civilization needs both. Occasional upheaval followed by periods of balanced stability. It's time for a civil war, he said. I have seen such situations occur naturally on several of my ages. Each time it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Such forces allow the balance between forward motion and mutual dependence to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force surfaces to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, dynamic forces spur change. I am too tired to think more on this tonight. Hopefully, in the morning my thoughts will coalesce. Catherine surprised me today. It was a morning blowy. She woke me up with it. Oh, God, don't you love those? Apparently, while I was off visiting my ages, she linked to Myst by herself. She did not say so, but I could tell that her visit had been painful. More than ever now, I am convinced we must find a place to begin again ourselves. Perhaps when I have written this new age for the Ni, I will put some thought into where Catherine and I might live. I cannot believe I did not see it before. All this time I have been struggling to describe the perfect age for the Ni. I have considered and then rejected several underlying concepts which I felt might best set the course for their future, as if I alone should determine how Ni civilization will grow. In my own way, I have become as egotistical as my father. Just noticing it now, huh? Throwing me into a fucking chasm while you teleport out. I'm as egotistical and selfish as G. Welcome to the club of people who know that about you. In truth, I owe this realization to Catherine. Sensing my indecision about the new age, she led me on a walk around Dinny. Salvaging efforts were well underway, with teams of people scouring the ruined harbor district. As I watched my Dinny kinsmen deciding which parts of their culture to retain, I realized they do not need me to determine their future. They are quite capable of setting its course by themselves, regardless of what age I write. This realization has opened my eyes to the best way of approaching my task. I no longer need to worry about which underlying concept, energy, nature, or dynamic forces I should make prevalent in the age. Rather, I must strive to include them all. I must write a balance of systems into the descriptive book, enough so that the Dinny people will constantly be challenged to attain their ultimate potential. As grandmother often pointed out to me when we spoke about ages back on Myst, just before she destroyed the Dinny culture, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. Balance. Balance. Dynamic forces. Balanced systems. Balance. Dynamic. Bear in mind that these are in bold text, and we're looking for special words to open magic gates. At last, I feel I am ready to begin writing this age. He didn't realize this. Indeed, I am eager to begin and have already come up with the perfect name. I know grandmother would have loved it. Of course, Catherine could tell the moment I turned to her that I had finally found my starting point. I babbled on excitedly for some time before I noticed the smile she was hiding. When I saw it enough to grow suspicious, she handed me one of my oldest age books. She must have picked it up when she linked back to Myst. Seeing the name Jinanine emblazoned on the book cover, I could only shake my head. The only age I never got around to revisiting was the one that might have helped me the most. How foolish was I to have completely forgotten it. I think, after I have finished this work, I should take one final trip, if only to help restore an old fool's memories. Words in bold might mean something, says Rubber Ducky. Kenneth says, I think that's just bad penmanship. But then again, they seem to be sets of 4 in bold text. And the facing is repeated. 4 circles on each disc. Yeah. Rubber Ducky may be right, Mr. Mason. What am I, fucking chopped liver? Didn't I say, keep in mind these... He probably said it before I did. It's where I get all my ideas and knowledges from chat. But I don't actually see chat. I actually pick it up from your thoughts before it hits chat. You know, there's that 15-second delay kind of thing for chat, so I feel the vibrations. Feel good vibrations! So he was trying to teach his sons. These concepts are the concepts that his grandmother and his wife taught him at some point, and his wife, he wasn't with her when he had us. It doesn't entirely make sense to me, but maybe dynamic forces spur change. Were there any other things? Any other things? Any other things? Any other things? Huh? Wait. Energy powers future motion. fucking shit. You have to read the book to complete the game. You have to read Atrus's work. Can I write it on the same? Sure you can. Energy. Powers. Future motion. That's one of them. If I keep going back further, will I find another, you know, emblazoned text that means no? No. So I've got 3 of them so far then. We've got energy, powers, future motion. We've got mother's... No, don't say it, Pawn. We've got dynamic forces spur change. Dynamic forces spur change. See, and this would at least make sense in the fact that, whatever's Jebediah, Saavedro did not have access to these texts. Balanced systems stimulate the clitoris. Funny if I accidentally wrote clitoris. So and that's the end of the book right there. So I got 3. I got 3 of them. So the question is going to be, where do they go and how do they mesh together and which one does what and who and where and your mother. Skipped one. 2 lone to go for him to remember. There should be like 5. 4 for one pedestal, 1 for the others, says Kenneth. Yeah. Yeah, well, I got 3. I didn't see it in there. I didn't see it in there. So, for the 1 pedestal, energy powers future motion, dynamic forces spur change, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. I mean, I've got... Alright, change the power thing. I've got 3 of them. I only saw 3. We just flipped through the pages. Did anybody see a 4th and a 5th in bold? 4th was in the bottom corner, says Rubber Ducky. Okay, so have a look back in the book there. So this is the last page. Bottom corners. Nature encourages mutual dependence. Oh, I don't have that one. Nope, nature encourages mutual dependence. I'm run out of room. I'll just write over the top of things. And then when the handwriting analyst shows up, it'll be, you see this? This is the mind of a psychopath right here. This man is not to be trusted. So there was a bottom one. That's 4. We've got 4 now. I need 5? We got 1, and then we got 2 and 3 and 4. Right? We just need those 4. It's just 4. There are only 4. There are 4 lights. Yeah. So the question then is going to be, which one of these is the magic one? Okay, we've got nature encourages mutual dependence, dynamic forces spur change, balanced systems stimulate civilizations, and energy powers future motion. I feel like energy powers future motion would be on its own out of those 4. And that would be like the one that like kicks up the fucking energy in here. Maybe? Maybe? You know what? You know what? What? Now's the time to get your fucking phone out, buddy. You know? Instead of going back and forth and shit. Just get your phone... Ah, I flipped the switch. What do you guys think? You've got space on this console for all 4. Sorry? Don't I only have... I've got room for 3 on the one, and then room for 1 on its own. Yes? We're all in agreement to that. You say things, and then I interpret them, and they're not what you said or meant. There's room for... So I'm gonna do the one that's all on its own first, because, you know, that'll be easiest. You've got space... Oh, I miscounted. Oh, good. Good. That makes me feel better, that I didn't misunderstand. I'd rather there just be a misunderstanding, or not be me misunderstanding. That just happens way too frequently. So I'm gonna go with this one being energy powers future motion. So bring me these pictures and then blow them up. What do we got? We need energy. Energy. Okay, I got energy right here. So, you think it's left to right or top to down or? Shit. Now there's an issue. There's an issue for you. Right? Energy powers future motion or energy powers future motion? What did we have before? We had motion future, nature encourage, change force. I think I'm gonna start from the top and work down. Yeah, we'll see. So I've got energy in front of me now. A little bit of a zoom in, and I'll have to keep touching it to keep it alive. Energy would look like this. Energy. Oh, I can't do this one until I've got the other three. Or maybe I can't do this one at all. Maybe this one's just fucking broken. But I can't click on anything here. Yeah. Can I just drag you over and it'll just like click it in? Because otherwise this is a lot of shit to like try and hope. It depends on how the language is read, says Jermason. Yeah. Isn't it in done it though? Done it, isn't it? Bring you up. It might go from top to bottom, left to right. That's what I'm gonna go for here. So these didn't do a goddamn thing for me. And I'm gonna assume that they can be in any order. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we go back to the idea that they have to be connected. No, they're all the same. They're all the same. The idea of the wires coming in from one side to the other, these are in the same position, these are in the same position. This one is actually in the same position if you're looking at it in terms of like connecting circuitry because it's on the same bar as the others. So that position can't mean a goddamn thing. Hopefully. Because there's no indicator here that would help me in figuring that out. This is like the long son of a bitch puzzle, isn't it? They might have to be in an order that makes a connection. I can't see that as... The reason why I say that that's not the way it is because this one is exactly the same as that one, that's the same as exact same as that one, and this one, they would connect. They would connect regardless. They would always connect. So, it shouldn't matter what order I put them in. Because if this one was going to... They would have to. They're all touching the same leads, ostensibly, on the puzzle there. I'm just going to clear this out first. And then we'll give it a go. Although, there is the difference of the power coming in from the bottom and the power coming in from the top and then feeding into the middle. But again, these symbols are just the symbols. They're not... Yeah. If this were some kind of connect the wiring circuitry diagram, I don't think it would actually... It couldn't possibly matter. Because they're all touching the same bands on each one of the wheels. Alright, we're cleared out. Which one do we want to start with then? I still want to like hold energy powers future motion out on its own is how I feel, but... What was the final realization for him? The final one where he's like, of course, this is the thing. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. So it's possible that that final realization that he's written in his book here is like the final, you know, the final code that needs to be put in. I still feel like I prefer the saving energy powers future motion, because that feels like that would be the final connection to power energy to a thing. You know? Yeah. Maybe. Okay, get the pictures back up again, and we'll start putting things in. So we're gonna start with fucking nature encourages mutual dependence. Is what we'll do. So nature is going to be this guy. and then he's going to come up and wrap around like that, and down like that, and like that, and then encourages. Is that on this picture? No, the next one. Gonna be a hell of it. This is the best part of the live stream, man. I really like that part where he stared at his phone and then occasionally clicked on things. Encourage. Will you get down so I can see it? Okay, encourage is going to be, if we're gonna go clockwise with the language, nature encourages. That makes me want to start over here now that I'm thinking about that. You know, start here and go right to left and around. But this is there is way too much like wiggle room in here for this language, unless I've seen it somewhere else. You know, seen like full sentences presented in this language, then I don't know how they write it. And there's just way too much, you know, possibility. Maybe it doesn't even matter which order you put them into in here. That would be the only way to like make this fair to the player. That's what I'd probably have to do if I were writing this system. Nature encourages mutual. Shit. Fuck! I closed the camera app. I really hate Chrome, or rather Android, has a new camera app that they made better, and it just means that you flick in and out of the program worse. Like more often you just lose what you were doing. Nature encourages mutual dependence. I love when they improve shit and it gets worse, don't you? So I'm going to say mutual, which looks like mutual. It's going to be you. Yeah. That's mutual. And then dependence. Hopefully, like, each of these will give, like, a sound or something like that. Like, you get one and it goes choo-choo, and it lights up, and it's like, okay, I got that right. Dependence. Dependence is... like so. This is going to be way too many things that you could have wrong in so many different ways. Nature encourages mutual dependence. Could be nature encourages mutual dependence, but it's completely arbitrary. You know, if I were Japanese, I'd be thinking, okay, it should be nature encourages mutual dependence. So, without having a reference for their language, I need to look around and see if there is a reference for their language to see how it's written, and then even then, like, how am I going to, from a sentence, or, you know, from one word like that, construct a proper sentence? You know, we've got the symbols that they've given me here, and these translate to motion future, or maybe it could be read future motion. Encourage nature, and change force. If I assumed that and then figured out which those are, that's the closest I've got to seeing like how they actually order their words, is to look at these papers. So I'm going to take the couple of minutes it's going to take me to reverse engineer this. So we're looking for motion future or future motion, and Jesus Christ, stand back. Motion future, future motion. Is future here? Because motion sure the fuck ain't here. There's future. And there's motion. So this was future or motion future. We were saying it's motion future, but what if it's future motion? Then that would mean you'd start at the bottom and go to the left. You'd be going clockwise. But again, where would you start it? Because this one starts at the top, and this one goes across the middle, and it's like, oh, fuck do I know? I don't think that actually gives me any additional information about that. And because I didn't get any feedback when I put this one in, I feel like I'm standing in the in a space and in a position where I just have to throw, you know, shit against the wall and see what sticks. Excuse me. Hey, could you help me? I think I know the salt. I think I know how we can get out of here, sir. I just need like some information. I just need some information about your language. Fucking heathens. And then he pops out. He's what? Nothing. Nothing. Didn't mean to disturb you. Go back to bed. Yeah. Okay, I guess we're just gonna go and do things the way that I want to do them, because I just wanted to like look around and see if I'm getting any indicators of how this language is constructed. What's in the other books, Rubber Ducky? Now there you go, Rubber Ducky, because that's written by the dude whose language it is. And in the top of this book we have this stuff. We have page numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's a 4-base system that loops. 6, 7, 8. Oh, but now it's got a tree on it. So yeah, 4, and then the 4 makes a new symbol in 8, and then 8 will start a new tree, and then, sure. Or maybe that was 9, and, you know, he's counting pages every now and then. But these symbols don't seem to actually have much to do with their writing system. It looks more like, you know, these are just representations of the tree. That would be a number system. Do those shapes occur in here? Wow, you're loud. Could you make those shapes here? Those are Saavedro's notes, not really applicable since he didn't make this puzzle. No, but it might have given me information about how the language operates. Presuming that this is Saavedro's people's language. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep throwing shit in then. I'm just gonna keep throwing shit in. I'm gonna do it the way that I want it. Top to right to left to back. So the next one that I want to put in then, we did nature encourages mutual dependence. We will do dynamic forces spur change. Well, it looks like the word should go from right to upper left or left. Looking at the sheets and words. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Because, I mean, I've just looked at that, and, like, what I conclude is that, again, we're operating on our lingual kind of it's like, language is such a complicated and tricky thing. I really hope that they didn't make this dependent on which shapes you put in what order, because that would assume it works within the bias of the player in terms of, do you write left to right? Do you write right to left? Do you write up to down? So it depends on your cultural bias, your language bias in that sense. And then also the idea that we perceive the phrase like future motion sounds better and sounds more right than motion future. That's also a language bias that, you know, depending on who you are and where you are, motion future in your language may sound more correct. Maybe your verbs are, you know, you tend to come after your, you know, that kind of thing. So I really hope that they didn't base this puzzle off of an order like that, because I can see no distinct and clear, like, this is how it's meant to be done indicator in here. It may have been clear to the people who designed it, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anything that just, like, hammers it down and says, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. So I'm just going to carry on. So what am I doing? I'm doing dynamic forces spur change. Give me dynamic. Dynamic is going to be hue. And this is a sperm whale trying to do something that we've all tried to do at some point, you know. I mean, if you've got a penis, you've given this a go. You know, he's just kind of curling. There's dynamic forces. Forces. Yeah, we've definitely got the right words. You know, that's the thing, is we've figured out that these are the phrases, the phraseology. It just takes so long to, like, put them in, and even while I'm, like, cheating. Because I've got a phone. I mean, otherwise you just have to, like, note down every single one of these, which I guess would be fine. It wouldn't be a big deal. So that is dynamic force. Yes, that's correct. Spur. Spur. Put the spurs to me, honey. Spur. Spur, go to this one. Spur, which is going to be dangle, 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 with that. And then like that. There's a spur for you. And then change. Dynamic forces, spur, change. Change. Change is the orange. It's an under orange though. Like that, and that, and that, and then over the top. Dynamic forces, spur, change. That seems correct. This is the fundamental equivalent of the fucking fire marble puzzle in Riven. Welcome to it. Because I don't know whether or not, like, I don't know which of these phrases needs to be on its own in the separate one over there, and I don't know how the language is written, and there's so many moving parts that could be wrong. The fire marble puzzle actually doesn't have as many moving parts that could be wrong. It's just put together in a very confusing way that could be interpreted a number of ways, but once you solve it, you go, oh, of course, sure, now it makes sense. Whereas this, maybe we'll get there too. Once we solve it, maybe it'll be like, oh, yeah, they gave me that information, because right now I'm sitting here going, they haven't given me that information, and I need that information. Next one's going to be balanced systems stimulate civilizations. So I'm looking for balance. Balance. No. No, shit. I scrolled over to the camera. Really hate this new thing. Balance, 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 balance. I actually don't see balance in the list. Let's go back over here. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. I'm not seeing it on my phone, so maybe I'll see it better here because the phone is very small. Balance. We could use entropy instead. That's kind of a form of balance. Sure seems like Pawn was picked last for the fate of Narayan and Relation. Anybody notice the symbol for balance anywhere in here? Don't add another fucking thing in here, game, that you didn't, you know, another little thing like, oh, but one of them is actually a misnomer that doesn't go into any of the... Yeah, there's no actual word balance there. Can we, harmony? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is, can we substitute a word? Good, they're adding another layer to the already this doesn't quite, you know, figure. It doesn't completely... So now I have to decide that balance should be translated as harmony in a foreign language that I don't know how it's written in the first place. Let's try that. I can think of nothing better to do, having confirmed that balance does not exist. Jesus Christ, Ubisoft. Why did you have to get involved? Just leave the people who know what they're doing to do what they're doing. Would you mind terribly? Take your distribution company the fuck out of the place. Balance is going to be the, well, we're translating it to harmony, because now we're doing that sort of a thing. Now literally, what? How do you do that? Oh, no, it's gonna be like you and you to form like the yin yang, yin yang, yin yang. Yeah, that looks right. That's correct. So then you and you and you and you and you. So that's balanced, but it's not. It's harmony. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. So balanced zoom so I can see. Nope. No, I scrolled to the goddamn camera again. System. It's blurred on the picture that I took. Maybe I've got system over here, or maybe it's another one that needs to be changed into something else. Because I was seeing, which one was it that I was seeing that I was thinking maybe that's it. Society, not system. So systems. Oh, fuck you, game. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. Maybe this one doesn't actually exist. We know we got civilization here, though. Do we have stimulate? We have no direct analog for stimulate here, either. But we do have civilization. Well, stick it in my ass and twist it, huh? Because I don't know what to do with that then. Balanced systems stimulate civilizations. I'm going to continue just substituting words in the hopes that these symbols match. Jesus Christ. Maybe try the one that does have all the words over here, says Kenneth One. Yeah, maybe try the one that actually isn't a bunch of bullshit. So, go ahead and fuck yourself. These guys made one of the greatest games ever. Can you fucking believe that? So, energy powers future motion was the last of them then. So, we'll start at the top again, like I felt in my gut and could not find any reason to do it any other different way. Energy, you can go like that. Energy powers future motion. Power. I know you got a power in here. That's gonna be power. It's a set of balls, Pong. You know what balls look like. Energy powers future. Future, right? Future, yeah. Future. Future. This is the symbol for future. Yes. And then motion. The motion in the ocean is drawn like this. Okay, so they do respond when you get them right, and I just got one of them right. Put it in your butthole. We did energy powers future motion. Boy, I hate you. Fuck harmony. Maybe switch the other two around. Yeah! Take you out, 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 take me out to the ball game, take me out to the park, Why are the last puzzles in these games always such bullshit that don't make sense? Holy shit. These guys made some awesome stuff, then they fucked up at the end, and it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out if you're employed by Ubisoft. Wait, it's not the first word. The first word was good. Huh? Huh? It would have lit up if it was, you know, proper and right and proper, right? Proper? Right? I'm going to go ahead and draw out this. Like, so that I don't have to keep doing the goddamn, you know, looking everything up bit. So, if you're like that, I'm gonna probably end up having to do the looking everything up bit because my drawings are not going to be as, you know, good as theirs. And then it's going to be very important that every one of these lines be perfect. So then we got a U, and you got that. Moon off in the corner with that on it. At least I draw better than Saavedro. His drawings were shit. Go across to there, and then we come across the top and do one of those with one of these. See, if I could just like put this one in while I'm looking at, but I can't because I gotta zoom in. So you gonna do, was it like this? I'm gonna have to check anyway. I'm pretty sure that was like that, and that, and that, and that. So there's you, and then you would be bing, bang, bingity, bing, bang, bang. And then you would be, dingle, dangle, dangle, doogle, doggle, with a flibble flea and a scoople ski, like so. That should be you. And then you are a little orange in the bottom left corner, with this wrapping around. Bam! Fuck me. Did nothing. Didn't do a damn thing. If I want to just take a picture of it now and move the words around, well, that would have been a better idea. But now I've just put these words in, and ain't nobody give a shit. That's what the hint site says. They seem to go clockwise from top to center. Huh? The phrases have a certain order. Really? Chronologically in his journals, because that would be ridiculous. That would not connect with, that would have no connective tissue to reality. That, you know, the way that he wrote it in his journals is the way that he designed this machine when he designed the machine way back when, and then was writing his journal later. That wouldn't make any connective tissue. So how would the phrases like connect? Nature encourages mutual dependence. Balance system energy powers future motion. Balances systems. Nature encourages mutual dependence. It's dynamic. No, like none of these are all complete thoughts. They don't like lead naturally into one another either when you just read the sentences aloud. What would the possible... They really just fucked this up at the end here. I mean, the start wasn't good either with Voltaic, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You got so many different factors going on, and the thing is, I could have apparently, if I wouldn't have put that one there, then I could have put all three of them into the wrong spots, because we just switched them. I could have put all three of them into the wrong spots, and then what? And then I would have been sitting here going, well, I don't even know if I'm doing the right fucking thing, you know? What do I do? Switch the words around, start them here instead of the other one, and you just be sitting here for like hours. Hours switching these things around back and forth. Upon the word order, the one you put in that lit up was entered first top, second right, third bottom, fourth left. Yeah, that's what I've been doing the whole time, unless I've fucked up. And by the way, that's... Oh, so, are you saying there's a difference? The one you just moved is put in first top, second left, third right, fourth bottom. Well, then I just fucked up because I just copy-pasted it. See? There's so many ways to fuck it up, and you don't even know if you're doing the right thing, and you don't know which phrase needs to be in the right places, and the only way that you know to be able to tell me is you got a fucking walkthrough up, right? Like, this is shitty way to end your game. It wasn't that great a game to start with. It was alright. But, just, what phrase was I even trying to make with this anymore? Energy powers future motion? No, that was the first one. Balance systems stimulate civilizations? I don't know. Actually, I don't have a walkthrough or hints up. Oh, you got a picture of the things then? Because I don't even know what words I'm trying to write down anymore, because I don't have the symbols associated with the words on a piece of paper that also puts those in order for me. This is just awful. This is absolutely disgusting. Void, no, not void. Like, way to leave a bad taste in your players' mouths right at the end, huh? Dynamic. So that phrase was supposed to be dynamic forces spur change, and I did dynamic, and then forces is supposed to be in the right one, so where's forces? Well, there's spur. Spur is at the bottom, dynamic, spur, so then forces, where's forces? Forces, forces, forces. Forces is in the right, and then change is on the left. Change is on the left. I did that exactly the way that I did the first one, where you said that I put it in first top, then second right, and then third bottom and fourth left. First top, second right, third bottom, fourth left. Yes, that's what I just confirmed this is by looking at it. Because the top one that I've drawn here and I just put back in there was dynamic, right? There's dynamic, that's at the top. And then on the right is going to be forces. I'm just triple checking it at this point. Forces on the right. Spur. Spur is at the bottom, and then change is on the left, which is the little orange right there. That's what I've got drawn. Did I draw it right and then insert it wrong? Dynamic. Forces, spur, change. Yeah, that is correct. Dynamic, forces, spur, change. That is also correct. So maybe dynamic, forces, spur, change is the one that goes in over there? Balance wasn't a word you could find. Right, dynamic forces spur change though, those are both in there correct. So now we've got to assume that dynamic forces spur change is the one that goes into the others because we just confirmed that they are both right. Unless I've got the symbols slightly wrong, which is another way that this could go wrong. Just a miserable way to end. So let's try nature encourages mutual dependence down here, because we transpose this one to here. So if we put nature encourages mutual dependence down here, then that should work. And then the other one that we don't have the proper symbols for, or the right words associated with, that will have to be the last one, I guess. Just you know, making games is the act of design. Coding is the act of design. Programming is a design. It's an art. It's not a industry. It's an art. And this is a poor effort. This is a very poor effort. It's a good idea, but locking it into where you got every single symbol, and then you got every single symbol that probably has to be in the right order. It can't just be these symbols mixed up in any way, which assumes a language thing. Maybe it doesn't, and then you got to have them, they got to be in the right thing, which is just arbitrary. There's no way to know which one's supposed to be in which place. There's no, you know, in-game, as far as I can see, telling you of that. We were going to do nature encourages mutual dependence. Alright, get me back up the cheat sheet. I don't have to keep looking at the wall. Nature. That way. Nature, starting at the top, is the flower. And it comes around like that, comes around fast and hard, and then comes down and swoops across. There's nature. Encourages. So we're looking for the word encourage. Encourage, which is a circle in the top left. And then it's that. Nature encourages, what is it? Mutual dependence. So mutual. Mutual, which will be at the bottom. The way I did the last one. And you gotta come in like that, and then you do like this. And then you go at the top. Where'd you go? Mutual, mutual, mutual. Right there, you go at the top like that. Mutual, and then dependence. Dependence, dependence, dependence. Not independence. Outdependence. Dependence, there it is. So that is like so. This has to work. If this doesn't work, oh, we got extra double problems. That didn't do it. Nature encourages. Mutual. Dependence. And look again at the power thing. The energy powers future motion. So this is going to be energy. Just so that I can establish the of it. Energy. Where the hell is energy here? Energy, there it is. Energy powers, and then the bottom one would be future, right? Oh, time to change the kitty litter. Or you did that today. Don't bother me on days where I actually did what I was supposed to do. They're rare and few and far between. Future, 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 future. Future. Yeah. That is the form. It's clockwise. And I just did this clockwise, and I just switched these two, and we still don't have it. You know, this one was over here just a second ago. This one was over there. I actually ended up flipping the two of them, and neither of them in either position actually accomplished it, and I have double and triple checked my work that these are in the correct, like this to this to this to this, dink to dink to dink to dink, which is what this is doing, and it didn't work. It just didn't work. So let's do what I'm always like, let's not do this. If you put the one on the lower right to the lower left, does it also light up? If you put the one what? On the lower right to the lower left, does it also light up? You mean just copy this? Because it's the power phrase? I'm gonna say I hope not. I'm gonna say, fuck it. Like, is this one of those things that changes every time? Give me the walkthrough for Myst III Exile, because I want to know if there's any goddamn sense to what they did here. I want to know if there's any goddamn sense to what they've done. You gonna have any pictures? Okay. Each of these phrases consists of 4 words. With regard to the first 3 phrases, in addition to the words mentioned above, symbols for the remaining ones may also be found in the panels. Go to the switch between the 2 spheres and be sure the handle points to the sphere that you're working on. Then go to that sphere. We've done that. Click on it. Now there's a power pedestal rises. Click on the sphere for a close-up and again open it. And you'll see 3 circles, 1 for each of the ages to which you have linked. Get a close-up of one of the circles to see in 4 circles. To see it's 4 circles and symmetrically arranged. Consider any of the sentences. Say the first one. Voltaic. In the top center, form the symbol for energy, moving to the next segmented circle from the symbol for power and on around for the remaining 2 word symbols. When you have successfully formed the 4 symbols, they will all turn a brilliant white, then recede so that you can get a close-up of another circle and repeat the symbol forming for another sentence, then once more for the 3rd sentence. The fucking, what world are we on now? What did we pass into when we got here? What is this place? You remember what the name of this place is? It's probably right there in the walkthrough. I'll take it from the walkthrough so that I can go find a better walkthrough. One with a picture. Narayan, right. So, Myst III Narayan word puzzle. Images. So we got the flower, we got the sun into the top left, we got the harmony thing, and then we got that. The flower, the sun in the top left, the harmony thing, and then that. You just open image and new tab. Are you with me here? Are you with me on that is exactly the fucking same as what I've got? But then again, in his drawing, it still hasn't lit up either. This is completely different than what I've got in there right now. So that's like the other phrase or something like that. And that doesn't fit. So I've got a picture here of showing me exactly what I've done, but it's not lit up, so apparently that doesn't work. So thank you for taking a screenshot of not the solution. That's lovely. How about you? No, you? Final code is entered, the ice shield over the door will something something to something. Oh god, don't actually go to the, well maybe. Can I click on you guys individually? No. So, flower, that, lower thing there, and then that one. Is that not exactly what I've drawn? Could be a transcription error or a bug, says Kenneth One. I mean, I'm just flipping back and forth between these images. Just there. Shit. Go back. Takes a second for it to pop out of Myst and get the browser back up. Circle, you guys, circle, you guys. So it's that and that. Circle, circle. Flower that comes around like that goes to the bottom, right? Flower that comes around like that goes to the bottom. This guy long on one side, and then that. That is exactly correct. That is exactly correct. So now we gotta say, is this in the wrong spot? Because I already had this one up fucking there, and beautiful. Beautiful. Just lovely. So, I did it. I beat the game! But it didn't notice. It didn't notice after a lot of work. So we're going to call this a live stream. And, I don't know, I'll look into what we're using right now in order to play this game is residual VM. And, I guess I'll look into whether residual VM, you know, the one bug that it will have in the game is at the final puzzle and not being able to solve it. Bottom left is definitely a match. Top is different, says Kenneth one. Yeah, the top is a completely different, I don't even know what fucking phrase they were going for. That's probably the one we have to also transcribe using swap-in words instead. Which is just another layer of like, are you fucking kidding me? Because even if this was working out, like, you have 4 different phrases and 2 different devices, and 3 of them have to go in here, and all you can do is brute force your way in trying various combinations until you eventually get there. That's your puzzle. Just fucking try just throw it all against the wall. Just keep throwing. This was Ubisoft's day on the job. Ubisoft got to make this one for him. It was Ubi. Fucking hell, guys. So yeah, and the thing is I'll probably save, and then when we come back, you know, we'll have to, put that one back in again. I don't know. I don't know, maybe there is a bug in, residual VM, and it hasn't had a problem for the entire game, doing all the other puzzles and all the things, and it gets stuck on this one. Hopefully it is a bug in residual VM that's preventing me from solving this puzzle, but even with that said, this is still a horrible puzzle. Too many options, too many possibilities, no actual indication of just like, here's what you know, here's the information, put the pieces together and solve it. No, it's just keep slapping shit against the wall until something connects. A guy called Jim cheering 5 Paul, and tell me honestly, are you still going to be here in about 30 minutes? Nope, Jim. We are definitely wrapping up right now. Jermacian says 3 poems. The poem Energy Powers Future Motion goes on the top. The poem Nature Encourages Mutual Dependence goes on left. The poem Dynamic Forces Spur Change goes on the right. 4th poem, Make It Look Like This. You can't translate it without first inputting the 3 poems. Okay. So, then why if you want Energy Powers Future Motion to go in the top, why the fuck is Energy Powers Future Motion lit up right now, right there in the bottom right? And I'm not, like, getting angry with you. I'm saying, if you are correct that needs to be in the top, and the game designers decided on top of the already intensely convoluted bullshit where there's no actual indication of how you're supposed to do this, we're also going to feed you false positives by lighting up signals when they're in the wrong position. That is what, if you're right, that needs to go to the top, that is what you're looking at right there. That is like, pissing on the grave of the person who you injured after you insulted them and then killed them, you know? That's insult to injury to murder to fucking pissing on their tombstone, is how deep that is into layers of bullshit that do not belong in a well-designed game. Tomorrow evening, then? I mean, obviously, rhetorical question. Tomorrow evening? Who? When? Where? Why? This is a Monday. This is a Monday. We usually do these things on a Sunday, and I was not feeling good enough yesterday, so we moved it over to Monday. We will be back this Wednesday with more of a thing. We'll have to come back. We will, you know, when are we going to come back to this and finish it? It'd be nice to just bang it out, but I got to figure out why the fuck it isn't working. I just looked at 2 walkthroughs that gave me instructions. I looked at 3 screenshots that showed me exactly what I've got in exactly the positions I've got them. Well, not all of them, but some of them. Zensday pawns, is a guy called Pie. I think they should be able to go in either location. You do those right. Oh no, I get it. It's Monday where you are, says a guy called Jim. Yeah, it's still Monday here. So yeah, it'll be on Wednesday. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Yeah, Kenneth, I mean, like, you can do this puzzle. You know, as a designer, you can have this puzzle in there. There's, you know, it's there are virtues to it. It's a good idea. But if you're gonna do it, you either have to give the player an indication first of how the words are intended to be put. Like, do they go top to right to down to left? Do they do a clockwise rotation or don't they? You need a strong indication of that in that last puzzle area so that there's no confusion about how that's going to go. You can't rely on Western language associations because Western language associations, honestly, I felt a little off starting at the top and going counterclockwise, even though that's what I felt like I should do, like gut sensation, because logically, if it is just going to be a Western association, then you start at the left, you know, and probably go left, top, right, bottom, because it's always left to right. So it's not a Western association, but it's also not an indicated association within the game. You don't know which order the words should be in or whether that matters. And then you don't know which, if there's an order to where the larger, you know, phrases, the poems themselves need to go. And if you're going to do this puzzle, you can do this puzzle, but you have to decide that it doesn't matter which order the words are put in, and it doesn't matter which order the poems are put in either. Because expecting that level of detail when you've given the player so little fucking information, so little hard, solid indication of how a language that we haven't even really looked at until now works, you can't do this. You cannot do this, and it should be obvious to a designer, especially the ones who have made Riven, that you can't do that. You can't do that. One of the images shows the one on the right at the top, says Dramatian. You know, you can have this puzzle, but it's got to be universally applicable because you just haven't given the player, like in Riven, they give you the Rivenese number system and you learn it very clearly and then you have to extrapolate from it, but they've given you the base set of knowledge. Here, they're doing the same thing. They're giving you someone else's language, but all they're giving you are individual words and asking you to construct a phrase. And meanwhile, I'll add this to it. We got a sheet of paper down there that we used to get to Narayan, that Saavedro drew. Or no, we drew it based on what we saw in the world. And that's got like a little flare between the two words, a little tick that should not be there. That doesn't actually fit into their language system. It doesn't fit. And it's like, wow, could you make this more convoluted? Could you try? Are you like going out of your way to try and make this less understandable? Because it's a puzzle. Puzzles are not based on, like, illegibility. Puzzles are based on, like, I've given you all the pieces, it's a tricky thing to do, but you can do it. This is, I haven't given you all the pieces, and I've made it illegible, and it's hard to, and, like, now go figure it out. And they've done this a number of times in Myst III Exile. You know, I was complaining about this shit all through Voltaic, because, again, it was like, this game relied a lot in its puzzles on just making systems that you didn't know how to interact with, systems that didn't really abide the rest of the rules of the world and everything that you'd seen before. And it was like, it was more about hiding how you solve a puzzle than it was giving you a puzzle to solve. You know? Hiding where the tools were to actually enact the puzzle you'd already solved than it was. It's very bad puzzle design for the Myst team. Very bad puzzle design in Myst 3 is my opinion overall, and this is just the fucking cream of the crop. This is just the worst of them right there. The worst of them. There you go. We'll save right there, the worst of them. And you know, I hope you guys don't hate that I, you know, don't feel like I brought you down or something. Maybe I did, and I apologize for that. But this is just, you know, when you get to this point in a game, personally, I get like that. I get enjoyment out of, you know, critiquing this kind of bad game design. I mean, once you've just had this experience of that is a bad design, that doesn't work, that isn't communicated clearly, that doesn't, like, now you're, like, what enjoyment is there to be had out of that? Other than to, like, get your heels down in the mud and get your teeth into it and really, like, suck the marrow from the bones and say, I'm gonna have enjoyment out of this one way or another. And the enjoyment I'm gonna take is by pointing out how fucking awful this is. Because it is. Because it is. I mean, I've just literally gone to a walkthrough, which I have been just, you know, nobody told me any walkthroughs. I want to figure it out because I got to the point where it really did seem, without knowing for sure, all of the indicators, I wouldn't have gone to a walkthrough if not every single indicator that I had in-game pointed to, this just isn't working, and this is a horribly designed puzzle, and the only way you're going to solve it is to waste an hour and a half of your time throwing random shit at it because it's not a puzzle. It's just a try everything until something works. I wouldn't have done that, but in the game, that's exactly how it felt. So I'm like, oh, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm pretty sure you're just wasting my time at this point. And lo and behold, in as much as I can tell, I mean, maybe there is a stronger root concept to what's going on here. Maybe, you know, if you sat down and asked the developers, so where exactly did you teach us in order to, like, in what order words would occur in the sentence form of the circularness of their language? Where did you teach us that? Maybe they'd have an answer for that, you know? What would indicate to us at any point in the game, now that we've got these 3 spots, that one of these is for a certain phrase, a certain poem that matches these islands or whatever your justification is for that. These 3 phrases that we pulled out of the book, is it indicated, where should we know that that one goes in top and that one goes in right and that one goes in left? Where do we get that information from? And maybe they'd have an answer for it. But, you know, I got all you guys in chat, and you're pretty fucking smart people too. And we just been all throwing ideas against the wall, and I haven't seen anybody who's got like a strong concept for, the reason, okay? You know, you may have like the walkthrough in front of you and it's saying, put it here, put it here, put it here. But in terms of like, why? How would you figure that out without the walkthrough, other than just brute force on a process that takes an incredibly long time because it involves going to the wall and double checking your work, and then, oh, that didn't work. Did I get something wrong? Did I put it in the wrong place? Did I accidentally tick the wrong thing? You know, amongst all of us, I don't think we have a reason for any of this. And so I'm just getting the enjoyment out of it, and I hope you get a little bit of enjoyment out of it to, like, kick dirt in the sand of a game mechanic that just kicked dirt in your face. You know, kick the dirt in the face of the game that's kicking dirt in your face by not, you know, not caring about your time, not putting its effort into creating a sensible, logical puzzle that you solve by rationalizing, by thinking, by working it out, by observing, by keeping your eyes open. As far as I can tell, this is just, you know, it's just, you know, you've got the words in the book, now just shove them in there in every configuration you can imagine until something starts working for you. It has been said many times for games, the only way to figure out how to play is to cheat, hack the game, bring the wrath of the developer when people cheat or their games, cheat on their games to beat them. Yeah, Paul, I'm pretty sure that it's just glitch, says Kenneth 1. Yeah, that one that I put into the bottom left, that should have worked straight off the gate. So I will look into residual VM and see if there's a known bug, and I will update to, you know, the latest version and development builds and stuff. Somebody said in chat some time ago that, you know, there's a, in order to complete the game, you have to be running like the beta version and not the version that's available on the website or something like that. And at that point, we had absolutely no problems. So, I mean, we had actually. There's a little draggy thing with that scope where I had to jiggle the mouse in order to get that to move. But we had no like game-stopping, crushing problems. So, I didn't think that. I figured that they had updated to the latest version in their public build from the beta because we hadn't had any issues. Maybe this is the issue that you need to update for. But even if it were working, even if it wasn't residual VM, this is horrible. This is awful. The best reason I can think of for the way this puzzle doesn't connect to the rest of the game is that Atris added it long after the other ages that led here, says Kenneth 1. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not even thinking in-world. Like, how does this make sense in-world? I'm thinking, like, you know, at the end of the day, this is a game. People have to be able to play it. You're providing entertainment for your players. This isn't entertaining. This is a bunch of bullshit. That is a bunch of fucking bullshit. He made it to protect Narayan from his kids, says Kenneth 1. Okay. So, In other words, I like that. I like that in-world metaphor. That's true. That's beautiful because, like, his kids who didn't get the lessons, who didn't care and who didn't take the lessons to heart, well, then I'm going to put the padlock on the world is going to be the lessons that you didn't give a shit about and that you didn't learn, even though I tried very hard to teach you and created ages and worlds to try and teach you and it didn't hit you. I'm going to create the padlock is going to be those very lessons that you missed. That's a beautiful concept. Now, what you want to do there, Ubisoft Cyan, is implement it in a way that is not retarded. Just in a way that actually gives a shit about the players. Ice cream Sudoku, Sister Macy? No, sir, we've been going for the mandatory 5 hours these days on these live streams. I'm going longer and longer, aren't I? I need to stop doing that. Maybe. Been having some bad health days, and some people have suggested, well, maybe you shouldn't be live streaming as long as you do. You know? You got a point. But, I have been just enjoying myself, you know? And then I go an hour too long, and and then I'm not quite enjoying myself as much anymore, and then I don't wake up the next day until 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So maybe I do need to start being more thoughtful about this. But I had fun today here. I always have fun bitching about games. I always have fun, especially when I can find something in a game that's not like that people aren't arguing with me about. You know, it might be arguable. Somebody, you know, you can always find somebody who's going to come in and say, oh, fuck you, this is my favorite game, you don't know shit about shit in the days that it came out, and they come up with some kind of explanation. But I love it when, you know, it feels like we're all on the same page at the end of one of my diatribes about that's a bad mechanic, you know. If I can't actually enjoy the game, I do get some enjoyment from crushing the game into the ground when it sucks. And it makes me feel better when you guys are like going, if nothing else, kind of going, I mean, he's not wrong. Maybe he's being a little harsh, but he's not wrong. I am the Ronin Paul. Kenneth saying, Pawn, maybe you should be live streaming less and making more YouTube content. I got that house thing I was talking about. I want to cut that together, you know? I've also got an idea for a thing that it wouldn't be gaming content, but I got an idea for a thing, just karaoke night, which is fraught with perils on YouTube because of copyright claims and stuff, but fuck it. You know, fuck it. Karaoke night, where me and Greg and maybe another friend get together and do a karaoke in my basement, and we just kind of like have a competition. Go to the comment section, who do you think was better? I like that idea. I like that idea. I like the idea of getting my friends over to just like do something on a regular basis that is just fun and stupid. Come on over and we'll do a karaoke night privately. And then we can record it for YouTube. Anyway, yeah, I should make more YouTube content. I will see you guys back here on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I am the Ronin Pawn. I love you all. Not this puzzle, though. Pawn out!